Right.
First video, how to use Woolich Racetools Launch Control Edition. Launch Control. And I'm teaching MadManBrad, who just had it installed on his motorcycle today and doesn't know how to use it at all.
Never used one.
Complete, like, fresh. Basically, Woolich Launch Control only works in first gear, because that's the gear you're going to launch the bike in. And you need to come to a complete stop. So I'm going to start my bike and I'll talk it through. But I'm in first, and if I was to pull up to the racetrack, which is where we are right now, I'm going to stop, wait 1 second. The longer you wait doesn't matter, as long as it's a minimum of 1 second. Sometimes 2, it depends how your dyno tuner set it up. And then just full throttle the bike. And that's the launch control. So this is set to 8,500 RPM. And then as I slip the clutch out, the bike will ramp up to whatever speed it's programmed to. On yours, I set it to 6,000 RPM, and the speed will ramp at 50 k's an hour, right? Yeah. Which is not really a good launch, but it's nice and mild to teach you how to ride it. So it'll sound different. So I hear it start to ramp in like I'm about to go.
So you hold that flat the whole time?
Well, you don't have to.
Yeah,
as long as you're on the launch control limiter, you can. I could hold it at a quarter throttle and it'll go because it's not going to rev over it. The first few times, don't hold it flat. Like,
well, we're here for a good time, aren't we?
He's going to hold it flat. We're definitely going to film this. All right.
All right.
Let's do a demo.
Do you want to
shoot?
Alright, so it's 15 k's now, eh?
Yeah, just give it a
Wait. Righto.
Cut. Let's talk about the pit lane limiter, all right, or two-step limiter, whatever you want to call it. Now, that's this little red button here. I filmed a little red button today. Anyway, so the pit lane limiter, the idea is if you're pulling off the racetrack and you go back to first gear, we can set it to whatever RPM you want or whatever speed you want, and it caps it at that RPM. So it's like a limiter, and it sounds like a rev limiter, but it's set to whatever RPM you want. So you can set it to any speed that the bike can do in first effectively. I've set it to 7,000 RPM on yours because it sounds lit. When it's like you're just riding along. Yep. On this, it's set to 40 k's an hour, 4,000 RPM, which is more actually usable. Like if I go through a school zone, I could just go hut, 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 with, you know, making sure that I cannot possibly speed in a school zone. It's impossible to speed. Yeah. And that's the idea. I just wanted to make as safe as possible motorcycle. So I'm going to show you what that's like. Obviously, it's got to be in first gear, and the biggest thing we say to everyone with pit lane limiter is don't just turn it off while you're wide open throttle. Yeah. That's bad.
Yeah.
Especially at 7,000 RPM.
Okay.
Bad.
Alright, so I had turn it off, wide open throttle. Righto, let's do this.
This video is talking about Quickshift and Auto-Blip. So on your motorcycle, now this doesn't work with every single Racetool set, right? So with Woolich, if you have a bike with ride-by-wire, then you can have the Auto-Blip feature. If you don't, it's a great model, isn't it? If you don't have ride-by-wire, you don't get it. You'll just get a Quickshifter. But both of these bikes, the MT10, the MT09, and most of the R6s and R1s and Yemis, most of them have it, so you can get it. Anyway, we've installed this module on the Quickshifter. And if you haven't used a Quickshifter before, it's a pretty simple concept. When you pull up on the gear stick, it senses the upwards pressure and it cuts the ignition and it goes into the next gear. Sounds great. You obviously can do that with wide open throttle. That's the whole point of a Quickshifter, is to shift quick. And with the Auto-Blip, as long as the throttle is off, so you're zeroed out on the throttle, you just push down like you normally change down gears, and it's going to go
the noise is
yeah. And if you change down at like 10,000 RPM, it'll do. If you change down at 2,000 RPM, or that's too low, 3,000 RPM, it'll go. So that's the idea.
It's the science behind it, guys. It's the noises you're looking for.
We'll make that available as an audio cassette.
Yeah.
Sick.
You heard it here first, guys.
He did it without speeding. I'm proud. I'm really proud. So last but not least is the auto warm-up feature of the Woolich Racetools, and this one is literally as simple as pressing a button. The only requirement for this is that your motorcycle is under 80 degrees. So this is a little warm, but it's under 80. We're going to fire it up, press the button, and you'll see what it does. This will do two things. It will warm your motorcycle up, and if you've got some neighbors that you really don't like, it'll deal with that too. So just to recap, guys, with the Woolich Racetools package, bike dependent, you'll get the auto warm-up feature, you'll get the pit lane rev limiter feature, you'll also get launch control, you'll get the Quickshifter module, and it'll quick shift up or auto blip down. And that is all included when you purchase a Woolich Racetools package. The only limitation with that is the auto warm-up and the auto blip down, which is only possible on a motorcycle that has factory ride-by-wire throttle. If you're not sure, give us a call, we can run you through that stuff. But thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy your new Woolich tuned motorcycle. If you thought this video was great, guys, it was only our first one, so make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.